Good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Parshas Shabbos Yud Shvat. Like we spoke last week, that on Yud Shvat we learn each year one chapter of the Maimer, and this year corresponds to chapter 14, which the Rebbe said the Maimer in 1964, 1984, and also learned the Fabrengens of the year 1964 and 84. So I want to say an idea that the Rebbe spoke about in the year 1964, as well as something we spoke about in the Parshas here this week that's connected both to Yud Shvat and Parshas Boy. The Rebbe speaks about 1964. About 64 was 14 years when the Rebbe took leadership. The number 14 corresponds to the idea of Yad. Yad is the hand. We know it says by Kriyas Yamsuf, by the splitting of the Red Sea, that the Jewish people saw the Yad HaGdoila, the great hand. And the Friedrich Rebbe says, the Rebbe quotes, in the Sikha of 1941, that there's a difference between the Yad HaGdoila and Yad HaChazaka. That in Mitzrayim, in Egypt, it says, B'choizik Yad, with a strong hand, God took the Jewish people out of Egypt. The idea of Yad Chazaka is like the Shem Elikim. It's the way Hashem operates within Teva, within nature. And it's like Yosef tells Paroi that what Elikim is going to do, Yanes Paroi, that I'm going to tell Paroi how things are going to be in Teva and Elikim. And even if it means that he's going to be successful and he's going to survive the famine and he's going to become a king of the whole universe, that's all the way Hashem is in Teva. And therefore Paris says, I don't know Shem Havaya, I don't know beyond Elokim, I don't know how it means. What are you talking about? There's a level of godliness that's beyond nature. But it comes to Kriyas Yamsuf, then we see Yad HaGdoila, then we see the Yad Havaya, Yud Kei Vav Kei, the way Hashem is, was, and will be, all within space of time. It's beyond time, within time. That means the levels of godliness that's outside of the limitations of the world, and we bring it within to the world, which is what the Maimer Bos of the Gani is about. That, like this year, the Mata Din Tachlis, we have to bring godliness down all the way, the ideas of godliness that is beyond the world, in the lowest spaces. And it's not just talking about Pari, also the Jewish people in the time of Mitzrayim, that they also saw the Yad Chazaka. And they only saw the way Hashem operates within nature. And the previous Rebbe says there's miracles happening all the time, but we attribute it to nature. It worked out. I did good in my interview. There's a lot going on, but it's all within the Yad Chazak, within nature. When it comes to the Yad HaGdoila, we see the great hand. So then we see that everything that happened in our life, all the difficulties, all the things that we didn't understand, we have a perspective of it from the perspective of the name of Yud Kei Vav Kei that's beyond the world. And like the Rebbe says in that Fabrengen, that when Moshe Rabbeinu saw the generation, our generation, the generation of Mashiach, the generation that is living, that there's the Yad HaChazaka, where things are happening all around us and we don't understand. But we have the attitude of Nachshon ben Aminadav that jumped into the sea. He didn't ask any questions. He didn't ask why Moshe's not jumping in. He didn't ask why Aaron's not jumping in. He heard that Hashem's instructions to Moshe was to walk into the sea and go to Matan Torah. He marches to Matan Torah. And when Moshe saw that's the same attitude to Mesiras Nefesh, the generation of the Nasi of Yehuda, which Nachshon was the prince of Yehuda. Yehuda means bittul, acknowledgement. As the Rebbe points out, that Ruvain sees God, Shimon hears God, Levi accompanies God. Those are all nice levels, but those are levels what's good for me. Yehuda says, what does Hashem want from me? And that's what he does. That's what Nachshon did when he jumped into the sea. And that's connected to the Yad HaGdoila, that we take the Shem Havaya, the name of Hashem, that's beyond space, and we bring it into space, Lamata Mata Atin Tachlis, to bring it down. That's the message of this year's parak. And I want to say something we spoke about in the Shir, that Rashi brings down that when it came to putting the blood on the doorpost, that the Jewish people put the blood of the Korban Pesach on the inside of the doorpost. Rashi says it's lechem la'ois. It's an ois. It's a sign for you. And sometimes it's not about what we project, that's important, but sometimes we have to also work on ourselves on the inside. Where are we holding when it comes to redemption? Hashem says, you look at the blood, you know you're about to be redeemed. You know something great's about to happen. The Yad HaGdoila is about to be revealed. The great hand of the Shem Havaya is going to be revealed. You have to know this. It's not, don't put it on the outside of your wall. Put it on the inside of your house. You, your family should see something great's happening. Difficult things are going on. We don't understand everything. Look at the blood and realize that the Yetzias Mitzrayim, the Yetzias of Golus is about to happen. And we should be Zoicha, that with the whole Klal Yisrael, and the Rebbe has in his leadership with Klal Yisrael, we're going to march to the Mashiach. This should be the final year of Golus and the beginning of redemption. With Mashiach Tzidkenu, B'Yishalayim Yer Kodesh, with the Beis HaMikdash, Good Shabbos. Everyone should have a meaningful Yud Shvat, learn the Maimer, connect. It's a Shabbos of his Kashrus. We have to connect to the Rebbe's Takonos, learning in Chitas, Rambam, giving tzedakah, the Tem of Saim, etc. I wish everyone good Shabbos again and a meaningful Shvat.